Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel. I am back to work on the other two covers for our journal series, or hardcover journals, journals made from repurposed book covers. So these are the other two that I had picked out, and I'm just working on the covers, kind of like finishing the covers, and then I'll decide which one I want to focus on, right? Okay, and kind of narrow it down and work on one at a time, because they're all different sizes and I don't want to be trying to cut 3 different size pages, and so I picked out some fabric for both of these covers for the spine, inside and out. And this one I picked out this. It's going to be so cute. It's pink gingham. This is actually a cloth napkin. Got it at a thrift store, of course. And when I held it up next to this, I was like, oh my goodness, that is so pretty next to this cover, right? So in the interest of showing you exactly what I'm doing, I didn't cut it yet. So I've got my fabric scissors here. I made a fresh pot of coffee. If you don't mind, I would like to sip on my coffee. It's nice and hot right now. So let's figure out how we want this. So this side has fringe on it. I didn't even think about that. I wonder if I want to leave the fringe on there. That could be cute. I don't know. I think the fringe is too much on the outside. But what about the back? Because we could cut the front even and then leave the fringe on the back. Let's see how that would look. I don't know. Different, right? Let's see how the fringe looks on the inside. I don't know. I really wasn't planning on using the fringe. I just thought of it just this second. Like, I wonder if I could leave the fringe on there, but I don't think I want to. So, let's see. I do like frayed edges though. So again, like with our first book cover, the William Shakespeare book cover, I want the fabric to cover the the tape. So I'm going to see, it's going to be like this pink line right here, saved from this pink line to this pink line. Oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pink, solid pink lines. Okay, so let's see how that measures up to the outside of the front cover. So pink line again over the tape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See where that ends up? That ends up way out here, and I want that to be, I don't want it to cover up as I don't want it to cover as much as the cover as I can. I just want it to cover just over the tape. So let's do that again. Let's let me go ahead and cut off this fringe, because I don't want that. I don't want the fringe. So I'm going to cut this off. I wonder if I can rip it off. I don't know if this will rip, but let's try it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, it's not going to rip for me. I wonder if it ripped the other way. It looks the same. So I think I'm just going to have to cut this. Either it's not going to rip, or I'm not strong enough to rip this fabric. And maybe it's really tough fabric, but I'm not going to wrestle with it. I'm just going to cut this off. Really quickly. So this is, just real-time crafting and kind of craft with me tutorial. I had taken the poll on what kind of journals you'd like to see from start to finish, and it was overwhelmingly the hard book cover journal, repurposed book cover 1. And I'm going to do the other ones too. See, I can save that for later. That would be a nice trim. to put on the edge of a page, maybe even in this book. Now that's a good idea. I'll just use this for a trim in this book, and that'll be cool on the edge of a page. Okay, so it's not going to waste. Okay, so I got my straight edge here now, or kind of straight. And then I'm going to measure and see if we can just cover the edges, especially in the front. And I need to cut off this fringe too, but I'll just cut off the piece. Well, I like that straight, you know, long piece that looks like trim now. So maybe I'll go ahead, see, since I'm using this right here, this side, go ahead and cut this off, and then I'll have myself another piece of trim. Let's see. I can cut enough off of here so that when I go to use it, I have enough to sew on, so that I can sew this onto a piece of paper, onto the edge of a page. So that's an idea if you have something with fringe on it, that you can just cut off the fringe in a way where you can actually use it later for trim. And it'll match this journal because it'll match this fabric that I cut it from. And it will all come together, hopefully. Okay, I'm trying to cut a straight line, but you know, cutting with scissors. These are fabric scissors. Okay, I don't want to cut my trim off there. Okay, another new piece of trim. So let's see, what did I say? I'm putting it this way. So I'm going to need to cut this trim off too. Hope you don't mind. But like I said, this is real-time crafting. And I'm going into detail for those that are just learning, you know. And you know, I like to watch videos about things I've already learned, I already know how to do, because you never know when somebody does something different and you'll learn a new technique. So I think that's really a neat thing about just watching videos, even though you already know how to do something. You never know when you're going to learn something new, right? And I love learning new things. And how to do new things. Okay, I got a tag to deal with here, see? Let me cut it off. Get that out of my way. So yeah, I didn't think about that trim aspect until just now when after I turned on the camera, of course, so that's why I did it just now. But okay, so where did I start here? I kind of started right here. So now I've got trim off the trim off of all sides of the piece that I'll be using for the spine. 3 nice pieces of trim there, and then I can cut the other one off later. But I'm going to make a little cut here. And the back can go over farther. It doesn't really matter that much on the back, but I don't want to cover up the little picture on the front too much, you know what I mean? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm still going to do the 6. But I want to look at that again on the inside because I think that was okay, but I want to make sure before I actually cut the whole thing, you know, and I don't want it to be wrong. Okay, that still looks good. So I'm going to cut straight up here, and we'll have our spine fabric. And this one I said I was going to, this one and the other little one I just showed you, I'm going to leave the paper that is inside because I think it's really pretty and it matches the book, and will go with the overall look of the book. And if I want a pocket or a tuck spot there, it's kind of a, you know, a basic background that I wouldn't mind covering up a little bit if I want to put a pocket there. Haven't really decided yet on whether I want a pocket there or not. But if I don't put a pocket inside the front and back cover, that doesn't really matter one way or the other to me, because I'll put plenty of pockets in the pages, you know what I mean? So these are my version of journals for February. I mean, they're going to be journals that can be used any time of year, but kind of February Valentine type of journal that could be used for Valentine, but not in all over hearts and cherub, or like you know, what do you call it? The little cherub, the little guy that shoots the arrow. What's his name? I'll think of it in a second. But anyway, here we go. This is pretty, right? So let's see if we want to start on the outside or the inside this time. This has a little bend in it here, so I could just keep that fold, that little fold mark at the top, and then I would want to, if I keep that fold mark at the top, I'd want to do this, fold this up on the bottom and then bring this down over, and that will work out nicely. And if we do it even, we won't have to add any trim unless we really want to, which in this journal it would be nice to have some lace here, unless I want pockets, because the lace is really going to come out here a little bit more, and then I could have tuck spots here, but it might just look better without anything here, especially if I add lace here, and because there's not going to be a whole lot of room on the covers once I do all that. So I think these are going to work out very pretty. I just am going to need to cut off a little bit more fabric here, this little part that's extra, but this is going to be pretty. So I'm trying to figure out where I want to start gluing first, on the front cover or the back. I guess I will pull this up a little bit more. Now, got my fold up there, that's right. Got my fold up right up there. So let's go ahead and figure out this so we can cut this off. It looks like this line right here is going to be perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off and see if that's going to be good, or if we need to cut any more off, another sliver or anything. Okay. So it'll go like this, nice and tight, and then this will pull down nice and tight, and that's going to be perfect, just like that. I don't think I need to cut off any more at all. Just going to try to get that all nice and even so that our lines line up like that, our little gingham lines and checks or squares. Okay, so that's our goal. Let's see if we can do it. Yep. Okay, I think we're ready. Okay, I'm just going to see where this is going in the front, how much of this little girl is covering up. Okay, let me move this over a little bit. I just want to get this in place. You know, before we glue it down, we got to make sure it's right. Okay, so here's the tape. So this is just over the tape now. And let me see the other side real quick. Yep, it all looks good. Okay, we're good to go. I just wanted to make sure of the placement here, where it was going over her dress. Okay, so our glitter glue again. It should still be flowing, because I really, in reality, just finished the other tape, even though you may be seeing it on different days. So, again, same type of gluing, just on the edges and all around. This is pretty thick fabric, so I wouldn't think the glue would show through. So I might not smooth it out like I did on the first cover, the bigger William Shakespeare cover. Just trying to get enough glue on the edges here. Get it in those grooves that we made in this, you know, where the spine and the cover meet. And then all over. I know I might smooth out the glue. I'm paranoid now because I had it show through once, I think, and I didn't like how it showed through. I mean, I couldn't help it. It is what it is. It's glue, and you're gluing down something. But if you can avoid having lines show through your fabric, why not avoid it, right? So I'm going to go ahead from my paranoia and spread this out. Okay, you can see that's going to be better, right? Okay, now I'm going to push this back up to our little fold, right up there into our fold on the line here. And, okay, right on that fold, straight. I want it on the edge here because I don't want it to go over her dress too much. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, I'm going to push it down into our grooves. Got some glue. I need a wet wipe. Okay. I'm going to use my little scissors for a second. Push this down in here. Okay, now I'm going to check my edges. This side needs some over here. Yeah, I just put it to the edge of the tape on the back cover. And I knew I could add some later, you know, I just wanted to get it to the edge of the tape and then deal with whatever is not glued down after I get the basic main part glued down. So that feels good now. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and bend it a little bit. Looking beautiful. Looking good, okay. I'm gonna let that dry while we do the back. So it's nice and straight, you know. That's drying straight out there while we do this part in here. Just go ahead and get it down so this video is not too long because I want to try to do the other cover too right now, and I'll show you the trim I picked out for the William Shakespeare. When I left that one, I said I was going to put some trim on the inside cover, and I did do that, so I'll show you what I picked out. It looks really nice. I didn't have any charcoal gray. I was like, I thought for sure I had some charcoal gray because I have a lot of trims that I've received in Happy Mail. I was like, oh man, I've got to have a charcoal gray. That would be just perfect. But the one I picked out looks really nice. So you'll see, I'll show you at the end of this video that trim, and you'll see how good it looks. And then I asked you to vote on my first, where I first showed you the covers. I asked you to vote, and I haven't, at this point I haven't published that video, but by the time I published that video, like, you know, I haven't started, I haven't figured out which book cover I'm doing a journal on first. You know, I haven't figured out which one I'm going to focus on from this point. So by the time I publish that one, which will probably be today or tomorrow, then I'll be ready to go ahead and start, and I'll have your votes from, hopefully you all will comment, will have commented and let me know which one I should start on, because I really don't have a clue right now. And then I will do which one. I'll do the one you say. But if you don't tell me, then I'll have to just eeny, meeny, miny, mo or something. Okay, I kind of did that wrong. Let me pick this up. I'm talking and not thinking. I need to think a little bit about this. I needed to put this piece right here down first. So fortunately, that had not even really grabbed on yet. So I'm going to put some more glue on here and fold this up. This needs to be under that piece, right? Yes, it does. And quickly go ahead and push this down in here. And I didn't even smooth out my glue. Let's see how it turned out. I don't see any lines, so I think this one's actually okay not to smooth out. I just am paranoid about that since it happened once. I don't want it to happen again, so I get like crazy paranoid about that kind of stuff and just be extra careful. Okay, a little bit of glue all over this so we can glue this piece back down. Boy, this doesn't want to come out sometimes. It's like, really, just come out already. It's coming out just as I have to squeeze so hard. What the heck? What the heck, glue? Just work. Why do you have to be so difficult? Okay. Now, there's my little grooves in here. Find it first, right here. Let's see, bend it and see how it's looking. Looking good. I'm going to need a little bit of glue right here. Got some extra little thread strands here. One's sticking to my gluey fingers. But yeah, where this is meeting here, I need a little bit of glue right there to just get that to lay down. So let's put a little bead right along here. Okay, and let's see if we can fold that down and get it to stick. And that will be perfect. And it's all lined up nice, just like we planned. Now, if I thought this was going to pop up, I'd put some binder clips on there and hold it down until it dried, maybe even overnight, but don't glue your... See, that's laying down really nice. This fabric, I don't know, it's, you know, cottony, but it's just like, wow, it's gluing down so nicely, like becoming one here. It's awesome. That is so nice that it did that like that. It looks like you can't even see the line where I just glued that down. That is wonderful, because I wasn't sure when I first started gluing it. But really, really nice line there. Okay. And it's all lined up perfectly with my little checks and everything. It looks good. I think I may need some on the edges though, right here, because I glued, like again, I glued onto the tape, to the edge of the tape, but not over the book. So now I'm gluing on the book part and gluing down this edge. So I need some of my hot coffee. It's probably getting cold. Okay, grab it. Let me grab it before it gets cold. Good, good, good. Okay, let's see this edge. It's all good, I think. Maybe just a tiny bit here and there. Doesn't, I mean, it's pretty glued down, but, you know, just a little little piece here and there needs to be glued down. Here. Yeah, this was a cloth napkin, and it was a set that I found at a thrift store, and there was like a pink one, a green one, you know, like pastel colors like that. I forget what the other colors were, probably blue, light blue, and I think there were, well, there were at least four. I don't remember the fourth color though. Green, pink, blue. What would the other color have been? I don't know, but I have them in the other room in a drawer where my fabric is. Okay, I'm trying to see if that's flat. A little bit right here, a little crevice right here. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but there was like a little crevice I could see when I picked up the book like this. I could see a crevice. So I want my fabric to be laying down flat on the book cover, so no crevices. No crevices allowed. Okay, let's see, a little string. All right, hope we did it right. Oh, everything's right side up, awesome. Okay, looking good, looking good. See how everything's laying down. So I'm gonna leave it flat though and let it dry like this for a minute while we do the other one. Let's put that fabric over. I'm going to show you that William Shakespeare at the end. Don't let me forget. But this is the one I picked out. I picked out lace for this one because I went through all of my fabric and just nothing grabbed me. Like, if you look at this cover, very pretty, right? But kind of lacy. That's kind of a lacy flower there. And in here too. You know, and I had a color that it looked all right, but when I put this lace up against here, I was like, oh my goodness, that is perfect. I have to use this lace. That's all there is to it. It just goes. So I picked out this lace. I think I got this in Happy Mail. I believe I did. So thank you. I know who sent it. I just don't want to say it in case, like, I'm 99.9% sure of who sent it to me, but I just don't want to say, just in case. So anyway, this is what we're doing. I do need it to wrap around, so let's see if it's going to wrap around. I think I already looked at that, but let me make sure one more time. Get my pink out of the way there. Yes, I think it will, hopefully. Well, I don't know. Will it? It might be a little short. No, I don't know. I might have to stretch it. If I stretch it, you know how, yeah, I think it'll be all right once I glue it down, and you know, see, when you smooth it out, it's like, okay, it's a little longer, you know, I have all the little looseness. It's just long enough though, just barely. So wow. Thank goodness, because it goes so perfectly. Okay, so let's see, how wide do we want it? I mean, it can go over. You are going to see the brown tape through here, but that's why I got this brown tape, because it's neutral and it looks like burlap, and when you see it through here, I think it's pretty and it looks nice, and that's why I picked out this tape. And that's why I like this tape, because it is a neutral color. Let's see how far. I like this. I don't want to cover this up too much, but I don't mind covering up a little bit. So let's see. I just want it to, you know, again, we're going to check on the out. So I'm going right in the middle of this flower right here. And then let's see how that looks on the other side. If it's wide enough to cover this tape. Yes. Yes, that'll be perfect. Okay, so I'm going to try to cut a straight line. Huh. You know, I'm looking at this. Can you see this? I just noticed there's kind of like squares here. Like a square here, a square here. I wonder if I cut it right down the middle. See how there's like a middle here? So if I cut it right down the middle, how far? Because I can put it like this. like that, and then have it go back as far as I want. And then let me see if I wrap that around. It doesn't matter about the inside either, really, because there's nothing except for the paper that I'm covering up. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Cut it right down the middle, and then that'll give me hopefully a nice straight cut here. And then I'll have the other half will be a nice even kind of, you know, design squares that I can use in something else, another book or whatever. Or these could even be little pockets, even in this book. If I want little lace pockets in here, we can look into that later. Okay, get my wet wipe out of the way. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to use the piece that I didn't cut. I cut the little slit. I could have used that one, but I'll just go ahead and use this one. So the only thing I'm concerned about is the front and not covering up this little title right here. So I'm going to go ahead and it can go out to there. Could even go over the edge a little bit. I just don't want it to go out too far. So I think I'll go ahead and I'll glue it down this way and then leave the extra at the bottom that I'm going to fold up. So let's go ahead and do our glue. Get this done. I'm going to go right up to the edge of this, and then if I need more later, I'll add more on the edge like we've been doing. And the top edge here, and I know it goes over the tape. I'm just going to go on the edge of the tape for right now, and then add more to the edges later after I get this main part down. Get it in the groove, and in the groove. Okay, now all over. So this is the art glitter glue, in case you haven't seen my other videos. It's art glitter glue, and I get it on Amazon. I get mine on Amazon. I guess there's different places to put it, but or get it, but that's where I get it. I just don't like to. Joann's is close to me, and I don't even know if they have it at Joann's. And Michael's is kind of out of the way, but I will go there if I have to. And Hobby Lobby is out of the way also, but I will go there if I have to. But I really don't go to any of those places unless I have to. So, but I did go to Michael's recently, and I'll be doing a little haul video on that soon, and I'll explain why I went there in that video. But yeah, I don't know if they have glitter glue or not. I just go to Amazon. That's the easiest thing for me. So okay, let's pull this over a little bit. I'm kind of getting crazy here and putting it over too far. Now let's see if we can get it straight. And pull it tight so we have our extra for the back. No looseness. Okay, I'm going to get my scissors, my little scissors, hook it down into the groove, and this is lace, so it's a little different than fabric, right? A little different than gluing down fabric, solid fabric. You've got all the little in-between threads and things. So I'm going to kind of just make sure everything is gluing down all the little lace threads in between the, you know how lace is. in between the solid parts. Okay, now let's get our edges that we said we'd come back and do. I think those are actually good there. I'm sure I have some to glue down here, though, on the back. I know I didn't bring this glue out far enough. I just knew I could do it now. Okay. All right, let's push that down. Okay, let's see how it looks. Looking good. All right, let's do this side. I'm going to bring up this little flap first. Go ahead and get some in the grooves, even though it's just a little flap. And I can see where the flap is coming up, so I'm just kind of making it even with that. Getting it all over. I'm not sure how far it's coming up, but I can always put some more on the edges if I need to. Okay. Kind of stretch it up there so it's nice and not loose, because remember we had just barely enough for it to fit over, so hopefully that will still be the case, and it will meet up here in the end. If it doesn't, we'll deal with that when we come to it. But let's see if we can get these in the grooves here. Okay, don't fail me now. Oh, we have plenty of room. Look at that. It really stretched out once we got it flat and not loose, you know. Awesome. Wow. Okay, doing the grooves first. And knock this one out. Get it done. Okay, so the next video will be, I'll start working on the pages. And the two little ones, they're going to have the same type of pages. Going to have some, like I showed you in the beginning, in the first video, type of pages. But the other one, the William Shakespeare, I pulled out a whole different sort, you know, bunch of papers to use in that one. And I have a lot of, I was surprised at how much scrapbook paper I had to use in that William Shakespeare, because I was thinking, I know I have some really vintage looking scrapbook paper, but when I actually started pulling out, I was like, wow, I have a lot of vintage looking scrapbook paper, because a lot of it's flowery and stuff like I'm going to put in this little one, and then the other vintage scrapbook paper, I was just surprised. I have a lot. Okay, I'm going to put some over the lace here. That I haven't done that yet. Let's get some down here, because that lace has to go over this lace. So lace on lace. Then I'm going to go heat up my coffee. Heat it up hot. Okay. Let's get that off of there. Got some on the... Where can I put this? I need a spot. There's some on my placemat. I'll put it on here. Okay, here we go. Let's everything meet up together, and I don't want to pull it too tight, but it's meeting up anyway. I don't even have to pull it tight, you know what I mean? I just have to lay it down. I want it to be tight enough so there's no wrinkles. Actually put too much glue because it doesn't go all the way to the bottom, but that will dry. Art glitter glue dries clear. and not shiny. That's why I love it. Pressing down in our 2 creases there. Get everything glued down. The lace is a little different than fabric. You don't have a solid piece, so you need all those little pieces to grab. All those little strings and lacy pieces. All the little thin parts and the thick parts. Beautiful. Yes, it's all smooth. Now let's check our edges. Right here a little bit. Right here on this corner, a tiny bit. All right. Okay, right here. A little bit right here. We just glued that down, so we need to let that dry. All right, I think we did it. So we did this one and this one today, or on this video. Let me get everything out of the way so I can show you how pretty. See, this pink goes so well with this cover, I think. She's got pink in her dress and just looks so, I thought it just looked so, the word that popped in my head was sweet. It looked very sweet with this pink and white gingham. When I first pulled it out and saw it next to this, I was like, oh my goodness, that is so pretty and sweet. And then this, of course, just gives this an overall lacy look, because I didn't really think lacy until I put this lace next to it, and I was like, oh, this is just all lacy. You know, it just all looks lacy with this lace on here. I mean, look at that. Doesn't that all look lacy? And this is paper. This is the original paper. So pretty, right? I love it. Wow, that just really turned out nice. Okay, and I told you I would show you the other one. What I did, here's just as a reminder, the William Shakespeare. We put this fabric on, and I left the outside like this with no trim, extra trim. But on the inside, I said I need extra trim. So this is what I did. It came out where the fabric, when I put the fabric up here, the extra piece that I folded over had a little part sticking out here and here. And I said, well, this is a perfect opportunity to put some trim on here. And so this is just the Dollar Tree lace, the crocheted lace from Dollar Tree. And it goes so well, it brings it all together, doesn't it? Like this neutral, and just brings everything together. And I think it looks really pretty. And it turned out really, you can see everything's nice and smooth and beautiful. And so, and we've got our pockets there on this one. And I will decide whether I'm going to put any pockets on. See how small this little space here is? I don't think I would put any pockets over here. If I did put a pocket, I would put a pocket here in this one, front. I could even put a lace pocket there. But not sure, because there's not a lot of space, and I'd be like, you know, we've already got 2 layers of lace down here. Do I want a 3rd layer? Like just right here in this corner, but it would be 3 layers right there. And this wouldn't be a very strong pocket anyway. It would be like so delicate putting things in and out of there. I'd rather put it somewhere, pocket somewhere else that would be stronger. So, but this lace is still up for grabs in the rest of the journal, wherever I think I might be able to use it. So anyway, on we go, and I'll decide which one I'm going to do first for pages in the next little while and let you know, and then I'll be back with working on that one. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it so far, and I'll be back with a detailed page video, because that's what I think you wanted. And so I'll be cutting the pages right on video and not getting them ready ahead of time like I usually do. I just come back and show you my pages, but I'll be cutting the pages right here right in front of you. So see you next time. Thanks for watching and happy crafting.